Now, I hate this car. But yeah, I said I'd take a look at stage 3 here of the Grand Prix for this GT2 RS. Wow, this car's physics are atrocious. I have a 108.2 time put in my practice runs, and thanks to a ramp, I just did a 115. But yeah, I'll show kind of what to watch out for with that. But oh my god, this car is just torturous. The back end of this thing is completely adds a random element. I hate this car. Absolutely hate it. Just really have to. Oh my. Wait, that actually works out okay. Normally I would 360 up there, but that works. But yeah, just I'm bringing the car up to like its cruising speed, and then just leaving it at that. Do not like use nitro with this car unnecessarily, because you'll need to gain back the speed all over the place. You really need to use those practice runs as much as possible, and I hate that ramp in this car. I'm just trying to skid around this corner as much as possible. And I'm just going to play this one safe here by going lowish on this ramp. And you have to nitro across that footpath. Skid into a shockwave to the finish. Oh my. Didn't have a shockwave. Oh, 108.4. That's closer to my practice time. But yeah, I really hate this car. And I'm sure everyone's kind of noticed this by now, because even if you haven't experienced it yourself, if you look at the times that people are putting in on this car, like, they're all over the place. And yeah, say, like, just coming down this straight here, like I said, just bring the car out of nitro pretty much to save up some yeah, nitro in the meter always with this thing, because there is so many opportunities for the rear end of this to just kind of buck into the ground for a second and just, yeah, completely stop the car dead. Here, by the way, that ramp, that's the one where, like, I clipped that a bunch of times with the tail end of it. And you really have to be careful when if you're going this route, to just watch out for that ramp, because it'll flip this car all sorts of ways. It is just crazy the way that it can just throw the car into the air. Now, I said about being safe as well. Say here on this ramp, if you hit this ramp really high up, you can actually go over the multi-story car park thing on the right hand side. But like, you have to make it the full way across that island and land down, and then you can blast straight across this pad of ground. You really have to be in a nitro state for going over this ground, because even in an orange state there, it was dragging me back really badly. And yeah, I messed up the end of this. But like, those bits of footpath that are waving on the side of this road, you really can't touch those at all. And like, yeah, I messed up here, because it's just that inner footpath area, you can't be in it when you're not in a nitro state. And yeah, that's back into my car into it. You just drop straight down to 140, and I didn't get the shockwave nitro in for the ramp as well. So really kind of slower going towards the finish line, but at the same time, like, I hate this car. I just absolutely, yeah, I'm kind of regretting spending to get it up to that 3rd star, which is where I've got this at. And like I said, yeah, if you look at the actual like ratings that people are landing in each one of the days, in my group at least anyway, they're kind of all over the place in the placements. They really are just kind of scattered. So like, yeah, you're ranging between, well, some people have like day 2. It's only myself and one other person have day 2 done there, but yeah, like, there is times all over the place inside my group. I'm not going to go through other people's scores and ratings and stuff in this, but it's looking like I will be able to place a key for this. But yeah, I'll probably place like 3rd, maybe 4th. I'm in a tier 2 group in this Grand Prix, and I always kind of say this and I stress it as much as possible, but like, every Grand Prix is different. It's down to your kind of like the people that you're grouped up with. And yeah, like, this car, I have it at 3 stars. Oh, forget you can't actually click onto the car here. Because yeah, Gameloft, great job. Yeah, you can do in the actual garage where I don't have the key to the car. Yeah, this car, like, that, it looks really cool and it looks kind of unique-ish for the Porsches. Like, I really like the look of it. It's just a case of that rear end of the car is really a nightmare just in terms of some of the stuff that it does in terms of physics. Like, it will just sometimes dig into the ground and completely, like, bounce in all sorts of random ways. And, like, there doesn't really seem to be any way of countering it other than just, yeah, take the car on as easy routes as possible, try and be careful. And again, just basically play it as safe as all heck for it. Tuning it up to 3 stars was quite costly for me, but I would always recommend, like, if you are gonna spend some tokens in these Grand Prix, is just to spend those tokens early, so at least you'll get like a benefit from those tokens on every single day, rather than trying to wait until the 4th day or so and then throwing some tokens at it. Because I think once you've lost this key, it normally happens in the first day or so. I mentioned the fact that, like, some people are all over the place. One person in my group has, like, I think it was at 6 points on day 1 and 40 from day 2. And, like, that's the sort of inconsistency that, like, will probably not end up with a key, but it just throws a group into disarray then, which is great for people who are consistent. Because, yeah, my things are, like, I think it was at 40 and 35, which isn't amazing, but at the same time, in tier 2, like, that's putting me into, I'd say, 3rd place, maybe 4th. But, yeah, it should definitely be okay to not drop out of 6th. But yeah, it's like you had Osaka yesterday with that weird thing in the tunnel. Osaka today. Then you've got Shanghai's Reach for the Sky will be the stage tomorrow. And then this one finishes in Osaka on the stage that would have been the qualifier for the last Grand Prix if you took part in that. So, yeah, I hope you're liking these Osaka tracks. And, like, I personally kind of hate them, so I'm really not looking forward to the latter stages in this. Like, Reach for the Sky is normally, that's really short stage. It's that Shanghai stage where you just basically have a ramp and then the S-shaped corner. And as long as you do an open drift through that nitro through it, it should be fine. There's not many ramps, so the back end of this shouldn't really play a part. But yeah, guys, good luck in your own groups and stages inside this Grand Prix. I always kind of stress this out. It's like, look at your group and try and be, like, smart about it. You should probably have a good feeling by now if it's going to be possible for you to get a key or not. If it's not, it's really not the end of the world, because, like, this car, I don't think is going to be making or breaking anyone's garage. Like, this thing is a nightmare in terms of, like, that rear spoiler. You wouldn't want to take this into multiplayer, I would think, too much once you had it unlocked, because it has a tendency sometimes when there's, like, a small freeze, you know, those, like, tiny glitches that you get in the game. I find that when those occur with this car in particular, like, the back end of it just seems to dig into the stage for just a second and then it springs up. And every time it does that, it knocks off about 40 miles an hour off the speed. And, like, I've got my Switch connected to wired Ethernet, and still that stuff is happening. And I don't know, I just pictured it in multiplayer. Other cars are going to nudge off you. The rear end of that car is not going to know what to do, and it's just going to go all over the place. So, yeah, I definitely wouldn't freak out too much if you weren't going to unlock this. I'd like to have it just as a collection piece because it looks nice, but realistically, probably going to unlock this around the 4-star mark because of those condition rewards and stuff like that. At the same time, like I said, it's not going to be great inside my garage. It's just going to be, ooh, that's pretty. It's that Porsche for the Grand Prix. I probably won't use it, honestly, in comparison to all the other cars that I have. It's just a meh. Yeah, definitely wouldn't lose sleep over this one. But yeah, hopefully you guys are doing okay in your Grand Prix. Sorry I didn't post a video for the first two, but yeah, HS Mark has done some, like, really cool videos on his channel. He's put up, like, practice runs on them as well. So if you are following HS Marks, he's kind of more slightly consistent in these kind of PvP events. And yeah, definitely over the last week or so, I've been incredibly kind of locked down with stuff in real life. which sucks, but at the same time, yeah, we have to do the real life and then the driving. But yeah, guys, really good luck in your groups and stuff. There's a sub button up there over my head. If you haven't subbed to this channel already, please give that a click. Indie videos up there, other stuff on my channel at this side, and yeah, leave a comment down below if you guys are having fun with this Grand Prix, hating this Grand Prix, or just getting physicsed all over the place by this car, because yeah, it's been a nightmare for me. Like I said, practice was 108, first run was 115, second run was 108 point something. I might do the third run and see, but it'll probably be 130. Who knows? This car is just a random machine. Alright guys, good luck and drive safe.